If you've ever played Mario Kart Wii, you might have noticed the countless number of signs, banners, and other symbols scattered across its racetracks. At first glance, most of them seem pretty simple. Some just show off the name of the track, others point you in the right direction, and a lot are there purely for decorational purposes. But not all these signs are as pointless as they may seem. Hidden among them are details that hint at deeper lore, clever references, and even a few theories. Some that might sound a little far-fetched, and others that are surprisingly convincing. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at some of the most notable signs in Mario Kart Wii, breaking down the hidden meanings behind them and exploring the theories that make them go way deeper than you probably realized. We'll start with the more basic references, but as we go on, things will get a lot more interesting and surprisingly complex. Let's get into it. I hope you all enjoy. When you start a race, one of the first things you see is the Mario Kart sign posted directly above the starting line. But there's a small detail here that's very easy to miss. On every track in the game, this sign actually uses the original Mario Kart logo and font from prior Mario Kart installments, not the updated Mario Kart Wii version. It's a bit odd too, because in later games like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they overhauled these signs to make them match the newer branding. It begs the question of why the developers for Mario Kart Wii didn't do the same, but that's as far as we know. Another detail that's a bit confusing appears on DK Summit, where trackside banners just before the cannon read DK Mountain. This is strange since DK Mountain is an entirely separate track, so putting its name on DK Summit seems like a bit of an inaccuracy. What makes it even more puzzling is that those same banners don't even appear on DK Mountain at all. So are they just advertising DK Mountain in DK Summit? Is this a mix-up? Or is there some other reason we just don't know about? Another track that only features one worded sign aside from the one above the starting line is Mushroom Gorge, which displays a simple mushroom label at the beginning of the race. Interestingly, this marker is double-sided, which doesn't really make much sense since the reverse side faces a massive abyss, meaning pretty much nobody will see it. It's one of the simpler details in this video, but still worth pointing out as this is an obvious texturing mistake. Now onto a sign that's much easier to explain. In Bowser's Castle, there's a billboard that reads Showtime, and it actually directly reuses artwork from Mario Party 7. As one comment on a previous video kindly pointed out, you can spot the same Dry Bones riding a Boo on the game's cover, clearly confirming this. Another detail that often goes unnoticed appears on Grumble Volcano, where a sign before entering the first cave reads Fire, and features what looks to be pipes along the sides. This stands out to me as a subtle hint towards the fire snakes that later burst out the pipes nearing the end of the track. We see a more direct example of this kind of warning in Dry Ruins, where players are explicitly cautioned about the upcoming Pokies in the tomb. So this connection would make a lot of sense, even if it's a bit more understated. This next reference is much more obvious. On Luigi Circuit, there are banners that read Shooting Star. While it's unclear whether this is meant to represent a brand or advertise anything, we do know that the Shooting Star is the name of one of the unlockable vehicles in the game, being Rosalina's signature bike. So regardless of its purpose, the reference is most certainly intentional. Some of the signs you see every single race, regardless of the track, are the ones Lakitu holds up to mark each lap. There's no lap 1 sign of course, since that's the lap you begin the race on, but lap 2 gets clearly labeled as such, and lap 3 is marked as final lap. But what's really interesting is that there are actually additional lap signs that are incredibly rare, yet actually possible to see with enough effort. YouTuber Malio showcased this in a video titled Finishing a Race in Mario Kart Wii by Driving Backwards for 2 weeks, where he reveals the hidden lap 4 and lap 5 signs. He was able to achieve this through a complex process involving lap count memory underflow, something far too technical for me to break down here, so I highly recommend checking out his video, which I'll link in the description. Even more interesting, while he manages to push the in-game lap counter as far as lap 8, no new signs appear beyond lap 5. This suggests that lap 6 and above were never fully programmed with their own visuals. Still, the fact that these extra signs exist at all, and that the community was able to uncover them, is incredibly cool. Moving on to the track Koopa Cape, we see numerous signs displaying the text Shell Island. This presumably suggests that Koopa Cape is either located on Shell Island itself, or that the signs are actually advertising a nearby tourist destination for a different island. Either way, it's an interesting detail that is left up to interpretation. Later on in the track, we see a directional sign featuring a red Koopa with wings. This is a clear reference to Paratroopa, who was originally planned to return as a playable character from Mario Kart Double Dash. Unfortunately, he was ultimately scrapped early in development, leaving this one sign as the only trace of his inclusion. Next in Peach Beach, the giant cruise ship sitting just off the shore features a logo with the word Sunshine above it. You can spot that same logo on a trackside sign labeled Mario Racing. The symbol itself is instantly recognizable as the Shine Sprite from Super Mario Sunshine, the main collectible used to progress through that game. Because of that, it pretty clearly suggests that Peach Beach is located on Isle Delfino, the same place as where Super Mario Sunshine is set. Most of you could probably already guess that just from simply looking around the landscape, but it's still really cool to see the game directly confirm it through these minor details. Additionally, in Delfino Square, a trackside banner labeled Sunshine Parts features the same logo, implying that a company based on Isle Delfino is responsible for producing parts used in the vehicles that the characters race in. Another advertising sign we see is actually named after Luigi Tires, which suggests that Luigi has his own tire company. And he's not the only racer with a business presence either. Other character-owned brands appear throughout the game, such as Daisy Candy, seen on a billboard in Daisy Circuit, and Cafe de Mario, a shop that can be spotted through a sign in the battle course Delfino Pier. Additionally, a brand called Delfino Fruits exists, with its trackside banner featuring a pianta holding a fruit. What's especially cool about this is that you can actually visit this fruit stand in Delfino Square, where a lone pianta is seen actively running it, tying the advertisement directly to the world of the track. What's even more interesting is that there are several other fruit stands scattered around the area, but they're all empty. This suggests that the other piantas closed up shop to watch the race, leaving this one especially committed pianta behind to keep their stand open in Delfino Square. The piantas also run several businesses in Coconut Mall, another track located in Isle Delfino. One of them, Delfino Dream, appears alongside the off-road shortcut, where a pianta can be seen selling a variety of goods beneath its signage. Further along in the mall is Coco Burger, another pianta-operated shop offering items like banana burgers, mushroom burgers, and green mushroom burgers, along with juice that's presumably made from the same fruit sold at their stands back in Delfino Square. The last confirmed pianta-owned business in Coconut Mall is Coconut Cafe. In Mario Kart Wii, only a simple sign displaying the brand name appears. However, in Mario Kart 8, the logo was updated to include a pianta holding a cup of coffee, strongly suggesting pianta ownership. In total, there are 18 different businesses operating in Coconut Mall, each with its own distinct sign and logo that can easily be spotted while racing. And there's also one more pianta-owned business, Tropical Mart. However, it only appears on posters and signs in Moonview Highway, suggesting that this establishment is exclusive to just that location. In fact, several other businesses appear to be exclusive to the city of Moonview Highway, as indicated by advertising signs throughout the city. These include another mart, 2 different banks, and 2 different oil companies. Bullet Oil, whose branding suggests it's the faster choice for your vehicle, and Green Fuel, which offers an eco-friendly alternative. There's also Fireflower Oil seen on banners in Daisy Circuit, another company that appears to use flowers for its gasoline, and Waluigi Oil seen on trackside banners in Waluigi Stadium. That makes 4 different oil companies in Mario Kart Wii. I wonder if they fight for oil rights in Dry Desert. Also in Moonview Highway there's a poster advertising a museum exhibit, and another promoting a musical, starring Mario, Peach, and Yoshi. And looking closer we can actually spot the shadowy figure of none other than Petey Piranha, a playable character last seen in Mario Kart Double Dash, who like Paratroopa appeared early in the game's files, but was eventually scrapped. Sadly, when this poster returned in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Petey was replaced by Bowser, and he wouldn't appear in a Mario Kart game again for another 14 years after Mario Kart Wii. Moving on to the vehicles that travel through Moonview Highway, their license plates all contain subtle references. The regular civilian cars have plates that read POW, a nod to the in-game POW block item. The Moo Moo Dairy truck displays SMB3, an obvious reference to Super Mario Bros. 3, while the factory trucks read W1-1, short for World 1-1, a clear homage to the classic Super Mario Bros. Games. There's even more to notice behind the advertising on these trucks. The coconut fruit truck is presumably the Pianta's cargo vehicle, transporting fruit from Isle Delfino to Coconut Mall and the city in Moonview Highway to be sold at their businesses. The factory truck clearly carries goods to and from Toad's factory, as indicated by the Toad logo on the vehicle. Finally, there's the Moo Moo Dairy truck, which transports milk collected from cows in Moo Moo Meadows and delivers said milk through Moonview Highway, eventually reaching Coconut Mall to be sold at the Moo Moo Dairy shops inside. However, interestingly, in Moo Moo Meadows itself, multiple milk-related signs and banners can be seen. There's the expected Moo Moo Dairy, but also Mario Kart Milk and Nintendo Moo Moo Farm. And some banners simply read Moo Moo Meadows, which could either represent another company or just the track's name. But stay with me because it gets even more complex when considering Mario Kart Double Dash, which features advertising on cargo trucks for a company called Moo Moo Farm, which is completely absent in Mario Kart Wii. So you have Mario Kart Milk, Moo Dairy, Moo Farm, and Nintendo Moo Farm all link to Moo Meadows, which itself could be its own company. This is of course very confusing. Are they all completely different brands, or do they all fall under one corporation? Who knows? What we do know is that Moo Dairy is the only one of these brands in Moo Meadows that are confirmed to transport milk in cargo trucks to Coconut Mall to eventually be sold at their shops. It's a lot, but hey, maybe one of you know what's going on with the Mario Kart Wii milk industry. And that's all I have for you. I hope you learned something from watching this video. If you think I missed anything, let me know down below in the comments. It's amazing how just looking at signs can reveal so much beneath the surface. It just really shows the incredible level of detail Nintendo put into Mario Kart Wii. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.